you do a lot of different paid ads and stuff, and you know from that experience, and I'd love for you to share, there are things that you can't say or do, even if it's true or valuable to an audience member, because Facebook or Meta will like dictate that it's wrong in some way, and then you're just getting like shot down in what you're being served.
Yeah, the
So like the
compliance
form
issues.
is becoming so manipulated by the algorithm.
It's true, and you actually spot that once it's one of those like once you see it, you can't unsee it kind of things. And I actually love ads. Like some people get really upset about them, and I think sometimes that's like it's bringing up projections of stuff that their hang-ups as well. But I think having served them and now it's become a source of like inspiration as well. It's like I love getting ads. It's like, oh wow, like how have they done that? And that hook really got me drawn in, and oh, now I want to buy a stapler because I saw this thing. So but you're right, like there are certain compliance issues that Facebook and all of the ad platforms enforce. Some of them are valuable because it can't be the Wild West, otherwise you end up with some wacky stuff. But for fitness coaches, the difficulty is they actually don't allow before and after photos. And that's the mainstay of what a lot of body transformation coaches do. Meta's view is that it's body shaming, unrealistic body image, that kind of thing. And even if you just have like a photo of yourself in good shape, that could also be banned if it's considered unrealistic. And I don't know who's the arbiter of that. So that's why like it then almost changes the creative landscape of what people are making ads about. And it, forces people to become more innovative, to come up with stuff that's more about the mindset transformation, more about the emotional journey that they've maybe gone through. And then obviously the make money online stuff. Like it's funny because YouTube, I think, was the latest to the game with that. So up until maybe like 2 years ago, you'd see ads on YouTube, be like, how has that got through? Like binary options trading and like BizOp type stuff that you're like, come on.
Gold ETFs.
Yeah. And I guess like YouTube organic was similar. Like a few years ago, you mentioned about Mr. Beast. Like he's the winner of the YouTube algorithm of average view duration multiplied by click-through rate. And that's the most, it's such a simple but elegant way of making sure that people produce high quality videos that people watch. Because in the past, when it was overweighted on click-through rate, you would get, a photo of a woman with her tits out, like up that, and it's like library prank, crazy, gone sexual, like, really like over the top title. And then you click on it and it's just some like rubbish video. But because they got the click, it would pump it up the algorithm.
Yeah, the thing that makes me a little bit concerned about it, and it's not that, because I am very critical of ads and advertising. And the reason I'm critical is because I just don't think that we are maturing fast enough to be able to handle online. And with how much time people spend specifically on short form, I don't think they realize how many ads that they're seeing. And it's basically becoming their reality is being dictated by an algorithm, which is like usually off the stuff that you like, right? But then when it comes to the advertisements and then specifically influencing the form of the advertisement, it's like their window, it's not just the content within it or it's like the product that they want. It's the style in which they're experiencing the world every day. I think that we were talking about we were talking about how much people learn from faces and respond from faces, right?
Yeah.
And you had mentioned a study, which I would love for you to share again.
Oh yeah. So the average 5-year-old is now like way underperforming the benchmark from 5-year-olds maybe 10, 15 years ago of recognizing human emotion. And we think it's because they're just not spending as much time looking at human faces. You're right. There's so many of these like different threads that are kind of creating a mental landscape that is completely untested before. So yes, ads, consumer behavior, that's a chunk of it, but I don't think that's even scratching the surface. Like obviously there's the stuff about TikTok algorithm in China versus US, and one being very engineering videos and kind of productive stuff, and
like 3 hours a day, not too late, won't mess with the circadian rhythm.
Yeah. Did you ever see that video of Yuri something, ex-KGB Russian guy? Yeah.
From 1980s. Yeah.
Talking about like how to destroy society.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like if anyone's listening to this and hasn't seen it, like just search it on YouTube. I think it's just ex-KGB guy.
Yeah.
It's like an 80s video. And he talks about like a systematic process to disrupt the mental landscape of a society and kind of ruin the moral fiber, I guess, would you say? And as you're watching it, you're like, oh, okay, chills down the spine because that is just happening. Like it's beyond conspiracy theory because you're like, oh no, it literally is. Like you can just cross reference and it's happening.
And it's like we went in there and did that. And then so there's a Chinese politician who very few people in the West know because he's really good at staying low key. But he wrote a book in 1998 called America versus America, and it was basically like how China's going to take down America from the inside. And I can pull up his name real quick, but it's like he's very smart. He's staying super low key. A lot of people in China recognize that he is like coming up fast, but like given the way it is in China, like you can't really show that you're prominent, so he's not as public facing. But his name is Wang Huning, and he's like basically China's Curtis Yarvin in a lot of ways. I don't know if you're familiar with Curtis Yarvin, but people have referred to him as Thiel's political brain. Thiel, obviously, please don't. I didn't say that. Other people have told me that. I don't want to say other people are thinking for you. But the point being is that like we have with advertising, what that has allowed is it allows other countries to come in and buy influence to essentially like control our minds or influence how we react. And back to the face study, right? If we know that this big face does well and everybody keeps copying it, it's like people who grew up on the internet versus having, the childhood that maybe we had, they think that's like a normal face to make. They're reacting to that because they see it constantly. It's like they're iterating off of that. That's literally the environment. It's like good food versus bad food. Like when you're out in a trick, something's poisonous, non-poisonous, to like avoid, I don't know, colorful frogs or some shit. You learn that over time. And now we're like, oh, anybody who makes this face is going to attract me into it.
I think what's scary is that like the origin of that may not have, it may have been based on data and behavior, which still isn't necessarily a thing you want to amplify to the nth degree, but it might have even just been almost random or like pseudo random. And so something that gave me a real emotional reaction was walking around IKEA and seeing like a kid's toy influencer set, and it was like a iPhone holder with a little ring light, but it was set up as like a play pretend thing. But it was like, oh wow. So I mean, I don't know if it's by design or if it's just it's just kind of it's caught on, but it's like, wow, yeah, that is now not only an aspirational thing for 5-year-old or whatever to do, but it's also just become so normalized that everybody should be having a platform and recording selfie videos, and it's makes me uncomfortable. I can't put my finger on why.